Part 2 is on factoring perfect square trinomials, and we actually have two different formulas or models that you can use to go by for these. Now, a perfect square trinomial is one of the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. That would equal a plus b times a plus b, or you could just write it as a plus b squared. Okay, the second form is the same thing except for our middle term is a negative. Okay, so we have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b times a minus b, or a minus b squared. Okay, now what all of that means is if you have a trinomial like what I have on A, x squared plus 14x plus 49, is that if you recognize that the first term and the last term are perfect squares, numbers that we can take the square root of evenly, then we can do just that. Okay, if I take the square root of x squared, that would be x. The square root of 49 would be 7. But with these, my signs have to be exactly the same. And they're going to be the same as the middle term, because I would want those two 7s to add up to be positive 14. So it would be x plus 7 times x plus 7, which I could just write as x plus 7 squared, since they are exactly the same sign. Okay? Or I could factor this one just like the method that I've showed you in the previous sections. Okay, if I see a trinomial x squared plus 14x plus 49, I can multiply first number times last number, which is 49, make a list until I find the two numbers that are going to add up to give me the middle term, okay, which we know would be 7 and 7. So that would give me 7x and 7x divided by the first term, and then reduce. So 7x over x squared would reduce to 7 over x, and again 7 over x. So bottom to top, my two binomials would be x plus 7 times x plus 7, which is x plus 7 squared. Okay, so this new method of using the perfect squares is really just a shortcut that you can use if you choose to. Okay, you can always go back and every time you see a trinomial, just do it by the previous method. It will work every time. Okay, this is just a special case. So one where it might be, help you out to recognize a perfect square would be like B. 9x squared minus 30x plus 25. Okay, 9x squared is a perfect square. So is 25. So if I take the square root, that would be 3x and 3x. Square root of 25 would be 5. The signs have to be the same as the middle term. Okay, so here they would both be negative, which would be 3x minus 5 squared. You have to, double check these and make sure that it does give you that middle term. So if I multiplied 3 times 5 would be negative 15x, and then times 2 would give me the negative 30x that's in the middle term. So you would want to check that on these just to make sure that it is a perfect square. Now, if you don't like this shortcut method, you can do the exact same problem using the bottoms up method that I showed you here on the right. It will work also. Okay, so this is kind of an optional section as far as using for factoring your trinomials. Okay, all right, that's the end of the section on special factors.